Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Tristan Barrocks here, the digital storyteller. Let me just fix this up a little bit for us. There we go. We're nice and tight here. And we are in for a little bit of a treat. Happy New Year, everybody. How you guys doing? My name is Tristan Barrocks. I am the digital storyteller. And what does that mean? What does that mean? I use digital media, digital platforms like digital photography, digital graphic design, and digital cinema to tell stories that are heartfelt and that are human-centered. And I am doing something new this year. First of all, Happy New Year to everybody that is with me. I hope that your new year is full of joy, peace, and radical change. The reason why I say radical change is because it's a new decade. It's a new opportunity for us to do something amazing with the next 10 years of our life. So I'm really, really excited about what's happening, what's going to be happening in your life. But there has been a ton of things that have been happening in my life, and I want to share a little bit about that with you. But first, let me just set up a few things on my computer so it's a little bit easier. I have a new setup for my live streams, and I'm super excited about it. I'm like really, really excited about it. I'm hoping to do more live streams, but not just more live streams. I want to do a lot more interactive stuff with you, the digital community. You guys have been so amazing throughout the years in terms of just being consistently there, asking great questions, making comments, encouraging me to continue to create and to provide you guys with value. And that's the big thing, is that I can't do this by myself. I need your support, and I love and appreciate your support. So that being said, let's jump into the first thing that we're going to be talking about, which is more lives. Now, I don't know if that's grammatically correct, but you know what I mean. I want to do way more live streams. I'm looking at trying to do live streams every Monday and kind of calling it live stream Mondays or live stream days or live stream Mondays, I guess you would call it. But I really want to take time to actually answer your questions and actually interact with you guys a lot more intentionally. Now, that being said, I wanted to just kind of put this out there that for those of you that do like live streams, what sort of time of the day works best for you? Is it evenings, weekends? Is it morning times? Is it in the middle of the day during your lunch break, maybe the afternoon? Because I'm really trying to figure out exactly what time of day works best for everybody so that they can get the most out of these times with me. I am really behind or in front of the camera and behind this mic, and I want to give of myself. I want to give you guys knowledge, and I want to give you guys tips, tricks, and really hear where you guys are coming from in terms of telling great stories, and not just telling great stories, but also the tools that you're using and what really motivates you to continue this creative journey. The next thing that I want to talk about is the fact I want to do more sessions and more workshops, and as well as more workshops, I want to do creative walks. Now, what do I mean by creative walks? Well, have you ever heard of photo walks before? Photo walks are basically where a bunch of photographers, creatives come together, and they may, meet somewhere downtown in Toronto or downtown New York or downtown LA or downtown Chicago, and they come together and they may have a model, they may not have a model, but they go out and they just start shooting the city or taking pictures of the model around the city. And it's a great way to just be connected and stay connected with real people. I think we're so bombarded and so overwhelmed with just like this idea that we have to like stay in this digital space that we don't actually take the time to unplug, come offline, and actually meet people for real. So that's something I'm really, really excited about as well. And obviously the workshops and the sessions, those are things that I've been doing. I did, about 3 or 4 workshops and sessions last year, and I really want to double up on that, do between 7 or 8 sessions this year, and not just do it within Toronto, but I want to do it within different spaces and different cities. So last year I was able to go to LA and Chicago and New York several times, but I wasn't able to actually take time out to do some workshops. So I want to do that this year more. Now, this is the third thing that I'm really excited about talking about, and that is super chats. Now, about, I would say maybe 3 to 5 months ago, I was certified, or I was authorized by YouTube to be able to provide super chats. And simply put, what super chats are it's a way to tip people that are creating dope content. So if you like the content that I'm creating, especially with the live streams, you can tip me. You can tip me $1, 50 cents, $20, $5, $10, whatever you want. But the way I'm going to do it is I'm definitely going to acknowledge and thank every person that is tipping, but I want to kind of throw a little bit of a twist to it. So if you donate, or if you feel led to, spend more than $10 on a super chat, I will actually create a separate video for you answering your questions. So if you have a specific question about editing, a specific question about photography, about cinematography, I will make a separate video for you for $10 or more. And that won't be a private video. It'll be a public video, but it'll be more in depth. Whereas with these live streams, I'll try and keep my answers as concise as possible. But I'm really excited about this because this allows me the ability to really create dynamic content that actually works specifically for you, and actually speaks to what you want to talk about. I really want to create content that actually excites you and makes you feel special and feel like you're heard, seen and heard. So, hey, what's up? How you doing? Oh, I see you here. All right. Good morning from Germany. I've never been to Germany yet. I've always wanted to go to Germany. I've never been anywhere in Europe, period. But how's the weather out there? Is it cold? Is it warm? Is it like, I've just never been to that part of the world. That's actually on my bucket list of places I want to visit, is Germany. And I want to, do the Autobahn. I think the Autobahn's there. I'm not really sure, but if it is, just put a thumbs up. That's the other thing that I want to encourage everybody, is that as you see my videos, as you see my live streams, take a moment and just put a thumbs up. Just hit the thumbs up button. Just hit the thumbs up button. And the reason for that is because if you really think my content is something that's useful, something that's encouraging you, that's inspiring you, when you hit the thumbs up button, it helps the algorithm acknowledge that my video is useful, and it pushes it a little bit more. And again, it's totally up to you. If it's not really useful, if you don't feel like it's useful, that's cool. You don't have to put the thumbs up button or hit it. But if you do feel it is, then hit it, and I really would appreciate that. Thank you so much for that thumbs up. Here's a thumbs up to you. I appreciate it. From Germany. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. What do you got to say? Actually, it is cold because it is winter. Oh yeah, well, it's very cold in Canada as well. I'm in Toronto, Canada, and it's really, really cool to see so many dope people around the world being connected through these digital platforms like YouTube. But do you have any questions for me? Do you have a question for me? I would love to answer a question for you if you do have any questions. Since you and I are here, I don't mind answering a question for you. I'm going to jump to my next point, which is send your questions in. So you can send your questions in via Twitter. My Twitter account is @TristanBarrocks, and my Instagram account is @TristanBarrocks, as well as Facebook is @TristanBarrocks. So you can hit me up, DM me any of your questions, and the best questions, the top 5 to 6 questions, will be read and answered directly on the live streams, so which will be every Monday. So I'm not really sure what time slot. I'm thinking of noon, or I'm thinking of 2 p.m., but I want to know what you think. What do you think the live stream should be? What time should it be? I know that we're all in different time zones, but for me, the Eastern Standard Time of 2 p.m., 1 to 2 p.m. works really well, but I want to make sure that it works for you as well. So let me know, hit me up about that, and hit me up about your questions, because I really want to hear the questions that you may have. Now, here is the question of the day, and then I will get to your question because I saw that you just put it in there. You have a tip for portrait photography. I want to start. Oh, perfect. So, do I have any tips for portrait photography? Well, here's the thing. So, when it comes to portrait photography, and I'll put up the question here so people can see it. I'll put it down right here. Now, when it comes to portrait photography, the first tip that I would give you is just to start. I mean, there's no better way than to just get up, grab a camera, and start shooting. And now when I say start shooting, you know, a lot of times we're so afraid of being wrong and messing up and creating crappy stuff that we don't actually just try creating stuff. So I really think it's important for you, if you're trying to get into photography, portrait photography, you know, invest in the camera. I would say invest in maybe a Sony camera, a Fuji system camera, something that's affordable. You know, that's only about maybe $1,000 or $1,500, and maybe for you euros, it's probably like 900 euros, and then take as much pictures as possible. Take pictures of your family members, take pictures of your kids, take pictures of your classmates, take pictures of your colleagues, obviously with their permission in mind, but take pictures of as much people as possible, and as much things as possible, your pets, anything. I remember when I started out, this is probably about 12 to 15 years ago, with DSLRs, I had no idea how to use a DSLR camera, but you know what I did? I just started to shoot any and everything I could, because I just was so passionate about creating, and I didn't care if I made mistakes. I didn't care if I wasn't the best at doing what I wanted to do. I knew that I had great taste, and I knew that my ability was going to eventually speed up or catch up to the flavor and the taste that I had for the type of photography and the type of creative appetite that I had. So again, I would encourage you to start first and foremost. Secondly, pick up a camera, get a used camera, borrow a camera from a friend of yours, and then take as much photos and as much try out as much things as possible. The other thing too is watch YouTube videos. I mean, there are tons of amazing YouTubers that are creating dope content when it comes to photography and photography for beginners. You can check out some of my videos. They'll definitely be helpful for understanding how to kind of approach photography from a storytelling angle. But there are tons and tons and tons of amazing creatives and amazing producers that are creating some amazing content when it comes to photography. So I would say check that out. All right. Now, our question of the day comes from Anointed Mom, and she actually sent this in from Instagram, and her question is, what's the greatest story you've ever told, and why? I know there's two questions in there. Now, this is actually a really, really cool segue. For me, when I thought about that question in terms of what was the greatest story that I ever told, and what was the other part of that? Let me just jump back to here for a minute. What was the greatest story that I've ever told, and why? First of all, I think I tell a lot of great stories because I really like telling stories, and stories is something that makes me tick. It makes me really excited about the possibilities of being able to communicate and connect with people on a different level when it comes to storytelling. So that's the first thing. But what I would say is, I think one of the best stories that I've ever told was was a Father's Day tribute video I made with my son. My son was only about 3 years old, maybe 4 years old at the time. And I had always wanted to make a story or a series of stories kind of honoring fathers, right? Because a lot of times when it comes to Father's Day is almost like a throwaway event now. But growing up for me, because I grew up with my father and he was a great father, loved my mom, loved my siblings, loved myself. I always loved the idea of becoming a father. So I created this film for Father's Day, but I had this big grand idea that I wanted to do for this Father's Day tribute video, and it didn't work out, and I didn't get a chance to schedule out the shoot. And the day before Father's Day, this was the Saturday, and the Father's Day was Sunday. I just told my son, just run, just go into, he had this like little Superman pajamas on with a little cape that you could Velcro to the back of the person or the back of the shirt. I told him, Zefton, just put it on and just start running, and I'm going to do some stuff. And I remember at the time I had like a DJI Osmo, a little 3-axis gimbal with a camera on the end. And I just ran with him down the street and up the street in front of our house. And I didn't know exactly what I was going to do with the footage, but I ended up just taking it inside and looking at it and then leaving it. And then I woke up the next day early in the morning, and it was Father's Day. And what was so interesting was it was Father's Day, and I just went downstairs. I went downstairs to my studio, and I started to talk about what it meant to be a father and how I felt about being a father, and how it changed my life, and how it radically challenged me and challenged my thoughts of being a man and manhood. And I just put it down. I just recorded it, laid it down on a couple of tracks digitally, and then I spliced up photos of my son when he was born and when my daughter was born, and us having fun at the playground, and pictures of him in the hospital because there were some complications when he was born, my son was born, and just all these different things. I put it together and I put it out, and I didn't really think much of it. I wasn't sure if it was going to resonate with anybody, and it did. And when it resonated with people, it blew me away, because I was like, that was the first time I really was vulnerable with people, and I decided to just kind of share my truth, and it spoke to people. So I think that Father's Day tribute video was my favorite and most impactful and best story that I've told so far, that has really gone far. Let me see what you guys are saying down here. So there's a few things that you put up here. Let me post it in the chat here. I have a camera, a Canon 750D, and with a 51.8 and a 70 to 300 millimeter, as well as an 18 to 55. Now, what I'll tell you this right off the bat is the 18 to 55, you can throw that away. You can sell it for $40. It's not really that great. The 18 to 55 is a kit lens. It's a terrible lens. I wouldn't keep it. You could probably sell it for about $150, $200, and put it towards something else. But the other two lenses are great. The 700 70 to 300 is a great zoom lens. I mean, not great as in like L series, but great, in well lit situations, you're good to go. Like outdoor photography, portrait photography, you can do a lot with that lens, as well as the 50 millimeter 1.8. That's the lens I started with. That is my favorite lens. It's very versatile. It's going to give you that shallow depth of field if you want to give that, if you want to create that. It's uber sharp. It's very what I call cheap and cheerful. So, in my opinion, you have a great setup there. And even with your camera, do you mean the 70D or the 750? That is that like a T2i, a Rebel type of camera? Let me know in the comments. Let me see what else you said there. What do you think is the best portrait lens? I'm not trying to be facetious or anything, but I think the best portrait lens, in my opinion, is the lens that you already have. I think sometimes people get enamored by getting a whole bunch of different gear and so much other gear that's super expensive. And at the end of the day, all you need is the things that you have the lenses that you have right now, brother, it works well. Trust me, you can do a lot with it. Now, obviously, it's not going to be great in just natural lighting, like low lighting situations, but with any sort of artificial lighting, any sort of daylight, natural light, you're good, man. You should be good. But if you are looking for any sort of portrait lenses or anything like that, I mean, you could always go with the 85 millimeter or 105. The 24 to 105, I think, would be a great lens to invest in, because you have so many focal lengths that it takes care of. And the reality is that when you're starting out, you may not have the capital to be buying all these prime L series lenses, but if you spend a solid 400 to 500, I guess, euros on a 24 to 105, yes, it's f.4, but it's continuous throughout the lens, and it gives you that flexibility of going wide and going very shallow or more telephoto. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I mean, with that lens that you have, or that camera setup, you should be good to go, bro. Honestly, I really do think that you're good, and you're the gear that you have right now, you can do a lot with it without necessarily spending a whole bunch of extra money. So, with that being said, I do want to thank everybody for watching. If you are doing the replay, oh, hey, what's up? Who's this person here? Hey, what's going on here? We got a thumbs up here. Oh, thank you so much. Hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button if you like the content that I'm producing for you, the questions that I'm answering for you. Please hit the like button, as well as share the stream if you like, and if you would consider even subscribing to the channel, I really would appreciate that as well. Because, I mean, again, we're trying to build a community here, and I really want to build a community that speaks to you, that gives you value, and that allows your voice to be heard. All right. Anyways, oh, what's this? Oh, you got some more comments for me. All right. Let me see here. What's your Instagram name? My Instagram name, I'll show you right now. I'm going to type it into the chat, all right? Give me 1 second here. What's the best way I can do this? I'm going to do this, and I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to add in a text here, and I'm going to type in really quickly what my Instagram and social media is. If you're liking this stream, just hit the thumbs up button, okay? This is my social media. All my social media is under this same hashtag, at Tristan Barrocks. You can also check out my website. It's my full name, tristanbarrocks.com or tristanbarrocks.ca. You can see my work. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Guys, this has been amazing. I got to run. It's like 12:20 in the morning. I got a whole bunch of appointments I got to do later on today. But listen, it was a pleasure. Hit me up, DM me, send me your questions. And for the next live stream, which is happening next Monday, I promise you the best questions will be read and will be answered on that live stream. Until the next time, stay creative, stay blessed. Peace.